I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Did anybody read the minutes? Thank you. Just need a motion if you have any questions.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes last.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We don't have any public, so we were going to talk about the vandalism at Lakeside.
So I know Carrie had drafted a letter to the Lakeside Chamber of Commerce. I'm not sure that's the way I would want to go with addressing our issues there. So one of the things that I looked into was perhaps we could prevent some of the vandalism by having our playground more well lit. And I got a proposal from Ed Act last year about putting lighting up on that playground so that it's not a place where you can kind of hide in the dark. It would be about $15,000. Might be a good investment in preventing $5,000 worth of damage at a time.
What exactly happened?
Some kids were on our playground on the evening of July 3rd, about 11 o'clock at night, and they put a mortar shell inside a piece of playground equipment and blew the bottom out of it.
Was it fixed?
We're still waiting for the part right now. So I don't know, the last time when we had to order a new slide, it took several months to get here.
Okay.
It's on order.
Anything there was a comment that they paid for it?
They have said they will pay for it.
Okay.
And they've also been banned from school property.
How much is the part?
Like almost $6,000 with shipping.
Wow. This is the second year that's happened.
Yes. And the detective did follow up on that first vandalism incident with the slide and the rock. The kids that we thought did it denied that it was them, but gave out the name of the person who did. So maybe we can get them to pay the damage as well. We'll see. I haven't heard back from the officer yet.
So those funds that come back, they just go back into our building fund, so to
It's
speak.
like building reserve fund,
Right.
right? Pay for repairs and things.
Yeah. So I wonder if, as we recoup those costs, can those be set aside to potentially look at funding the lights,
Yeah.
just as a consideration? But since we have a reserve to cover that maintenance,
Mhm.
anything we recoup is just a bonus, is how I see it. So,
Exactly.
so maybe if we actually get some money back, then maybe ask Ed just to give us an update if that number is still a good number.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
And I actually have another project for him too. I'd like to put a light on the new parking lot at Lakeside too.
Mm-hmm.
Since teachers have complained that it's pretty dark over there when they leave in the wintertime.
I was actually thinking about that as you were talking about that, with how dark it is in the mornings, specifically for that playground, if having that lighting would be useful.
Yeah.
If the kids are getting dropped off early enough where it's dark enough. I don't know. Okay.
So we need to finalize the budget.
The Finance Committee met and reviewed the budget and reached a general consensus that we recommend to the board to accept the budget as presented, with a few action items in reference to clarifying the interlocal agreement for the excess funds in the general fund, is how that's administered. I think clarification on the use or lose it in regards to the transportation, and then verification of the debt service allocation and payments and coding and whatnot. With that, I'll make a motion to approve the general fund line item.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll move to approve the transportation line item budget.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Move to approve the tuition line item budget.
All those in, oh, sorry.
Second.
I'm on a roll.
You're getting fast.
I know.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to approve the retirement line item budget.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to approve the technology line item budget.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to approve the flexibility line item budget.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Move to approve the debt service line item budget.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Move to approve the building reserve line item budget.
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you guys for that hard work that you did there analyzing that. That was really good. So we had one policy that we needed to look at. Did everyone get a copy of it? I have extras if you need them. Bill?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
So you can see the bold and italic things are the additions here. And it's really just kind of clarifying this policy again and the procedures that go with it. So, adding that it has to be approved by the Board of Trustees, not just approved. Giving us a timeline of how we communicate back to parents. So this is the third time we've updated this policy in the last year. It's been kind of dynamic as people figure out how it has to work.
So in the red, on that first page with the bolded part where you put, and the list of students who are not recommended for enrollment based on the factors established in this policy in the district's integrated strategic action plan.
All right.
Back to our conversation last time, is that where you give the recommendation, if it's truancy or whatever that aligns with based on your recommendation, that's what's
Yep.
checking the box for us to make sure we're, not necessarily checking the box, but make sure we're reviewing this appropriately to align with this directive. Okay.
It's interesting because everybody's integrated strategic action plan is still in progress. We're like, this will be our second year of fleshing out that plan.
Right.
But
So do we have to reference the version of the strategic plan?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Is that something we can read?
It'll be coming back to us soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did anybody else have any more questions on that?
I think it just reiterates the importance of what we're talking about, just getting some level of a consistent process to document. So
Right.
if any questions ever come up after the fact, we can point to, here's exactly the criteria we followed. Yeah.
Okay, committees. Finance committee meeting, went great, I was really impressed. We have a PR committee meeting, I think it was, on the 28th. Check.
28th or 29th?
This week, 28th, is it 3 o'clock?
I got 4 p.m.
4 p.m. at Lakeside.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to do? Joe, is there anything else? You see coming down the line here?
It's public relations and disciplinary public relations.
Oh, okay.
Mostly public relations.
Okay.
Yes, it's me and Kim at that corner.
Carrie mentioned something else at the last board meeting. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to call her. We'll do that in September.
Okay.
Joe, is there a certain time of year that curriculum typically meets? Or?
Yeah, usually about the middle of the school year. We start with the curriculum set.
Okay, well, let's schedule the next board meeting.
The third Monday in September is the 16th.
Is that good for everyone?
Okay,
And that's at Lakeside.
correct.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda.
Do we have any, with the committee reports, like superintendent, principals, staff, do we, anything there?
Did you want to say anything?
No.
I mean, I know it's hard to get Jacob to talk to me.
I can report that we are still looking very hard for some custodians.
Okay.
Did hire one paraprofessional today. I'm waiting to hear back from another, but we could hire a couple more paras as well. It's just been really, really busy and so frustrating at times. I mean, Jacob and I had scheduled 2 interviews on Friday and neither of them even showed up. So
What does it say?
So for custodians, it starts at 16 something, and depending on experience, it could be up to 1774 or 19 something for the head custodian.
So you need to be retired and have a pension to live without basically to have that wage.
I literally talked to my neighbor who's retired, trying to get him to, but he's building a shop right now, so he's like, so we're going from the shop.
Okay. Let's get over there and help you. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, he'll think about it as soon as he's done with the shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might think more favorably if we helped him with
Community support / guilt. Yeah.
There's a custodian here, you can use our shop.
Why has custodian always been hard to fill?
Not this hard. I mean, we've had a lot of people kind of come and go from the position, but that's more of a, we've had a couple people that weren't up to our ethical standards of how you report on your time card, for example. So, I don't know. It was that superintendent's meeting last Wednesday afternoon, and there are a lot of people with open positions like that. Kalispell has a little bit better pay than we do for custodial positions, but they're still not getting people.
Were there any benefits with that?
Yep, health insurance. So we pay about 95% of the health insurance premium.
I'm still in there.
Do they still do retirement?
Yes, they do. Yeah, both teachers and our classified staff. And the retirement is pretty significant. We pay in more than 10% employee pays in a little bit less than 10% every month.
Is there flexibility, thinking on the retiree, if obviously if they're 65 and older, they're on Medicare, if they don't need health insurance, is there flexibility to,
So for classified staff, we can put money into a flexible spending account, which is a little bit useful. But that's, again, it's kind of a, you can only, like, we put about $3,000 a year in the account, but it's one of those use it or lose it kind of things generally. I mean, you can carry it over for a certain period of time, but eventually, if you haven't spent that money, it goes back.
right? And I suppose HSA, I know it's part of the, one of the retirement plan, or one of the health options,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
the
assuming
high.
you can't do
I don't
more.
think we
do
can
you?
just do an HSA.
So then at least they can just roll it into an IRA, but, okay.
We do have negotiations coming up with the classified staff this year, though I think we can address some of those things.
Because yeah, even if they could funnel that versus the flexible, go towards all the HSA, then they can roll that into an IRA so they can take it with them, it doesn't have to be all for medical. So
Right.
it actually becomes a pay raise to them, not a use it or lose it option.
Yeah,
Anyways, okay.
something to look at.
Yeah, if we work for somebody on disability as well, if they're able to work some that
Mhm.
still have some disability benefits, we see that as well.
Mhm.
So,
Disabled, they can still do things.
yeah, and they can make certain amounts of money,
Yeah.
and they can be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, they can still be a janitor or do whatever they can, be a construction worker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You ready to move on to the consent agenda?
Just curious, how has it been for you so far?
Pretty great.
Talk.
It's been good. I've been plugging away at a lot of stuff, and Rose handed over a lot of stuff, so it made that transition not, brand new showing up to a building. So that's been nice, and most of our staff came back, so that's helpful. A lot of them are already in their ways and know what to do, and don't have a million questions yet. So they'll probably have a million questions next week, but not yet. But it's been good. I've had fun, so.
Good.
So, can you tell us about the manager?
I can. So Alexis is in Kansas right now. Just finished her student teaching degree,
Okay.
so she'll be brand new. Her husband is in the military, and they spent the last 2 years in Korea.
Oh,
So she actually did her student teaching in Korea.
interesting.
But we have her coming this way. Hopefully by the 26th, if not then by the 28th, she'll be here for the open house.
Cool.
Interesting time.
So, and Tina Rhodes?
Tina had been our 6th grade math teacher. She kind of got an offer she couldn't refuse about being trained to become a nurse
Oh,
and being paid to be trained. I think Tina was a really excellent math teacher and just an excellent 6th grade teacher in general. We're sorry to see her go.
yeah.
She's got to make the best decision for her family too.
Well, I'll need a motion to accept Tina's resignation.
So move to accept the resignation of Tina Rose from the 6th grade math.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to the singular action items. The paraprofessional position, is that at Lakeside then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And Shannon Allard has some experience as a para. She worked in, was it Smith Valley?
Okay.
Or no, she she worked in one of the Kalispell schools. She's not a beginner.
Nice. She knows what she's getting into.
Yes.
Why is she moving?
I don't know. I think we're a better school to work at personally. I could be biased.
I'm with you. Make a motion to offer her professional position to Shannon Allen. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to offer the math position, the middle school math position to Alexis Cohn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Shut off the camera and you say we're going into closed session.
We're going into closed session according to section 2-3-203 MCA.
We're going.
So I need a motion to disapprove the out-of-district request.
I'll make a motion to disapprove the out-of-district request application 011.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to the approval of expenditures.
I'll make a motion to approve the expenditures. Sorry, I don't read all the numbers.
Oh, that,
It's okay.
I don't think you need to.
Okay.
I think you're good.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Need a motion to approve the payroll.
Make a motion to approve payroll.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion to adjourn.